Hi guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, today finally the date has come. The occupancy permit for my basement has been issued by the city. This was like a very hectic job. Lot of things have happened, ups, downs. But yes, at the end, I'm happy that finally it has gone through. Don't worry, I won't show you the videos like progress report that I had been showing you almost every day since the work has begun. But yes, overall, I'm gonna discuss the ideas and information because a lot of you probably are in progress or thinking about renovating your basement. So let me explain this to you. So the guy is in Canada. If you want to finish your basement, I would strongly recommend that go with the legal process. I mean, make it legal basement. Don't go for doing anything on your own like illegal stuff. Don't do that because in future you may or may not land in trouble. One of my neighbors who was running an illegal basement with uh, a tenant family living in, somebody complained to the fire department. Fire department raided their property because fire department is very powerful, no doubt, much more powerful than many other departments. And the tenants had been forced to go out. Not sure about the penalties that have been imposed and any other details. But yes, I did see the notice some time back. So that's what I was telling you guys that don't do this. It's not good. You may get into a lot of legal issues if you don't do as per the paperwork. Now, one thing that again I have done some mistakes too, that also I will tell. Like the process is like you hire an architect, or let me explain. An architect prepares the drawing, submits to the city, then that that those drawings could get some questions back and forth, and then finally you get the approval, or you can say the permit from the city to begin construction with the dates, okay, that you have to maintain. You can apply for extension and other things, but yeah, it has to be. Then your contractor begins the task, and for every stage in your permit, it is going to be mentioned that when you are gonna call for an inspection, because you don't want a situation where you don't get the inspection done at the right time, then you proceed with the work and the inspector comes say, hey, you didn't show me that previous work, so now you have to demolish and show me again. You don't want that, right? So that's why it's really important. And those who work in legal basement stuff, they understand this. Okay. Now, the mistakes I have done, I must really say. To be honest, I have no architect background, so I couldn't understand the drawings when it was prepared by my architect and showed to me. But during the construction, there were a few things I really became upset. Like we had a plan that we wanted to put our laundry, like one laundry in your second unit basement is required, and one to should be with you because city is not gonna pass. I was not aware of this requirement, and our my architect, she had shown it in one what do you call storage area without even informing us, and that was passed by the city. So when your architect is preparing drawings and submitting to the city, do not do this mistake of not having a discussion with your architect. Have a discussion with your architect, ask thousands of questions that you can, that what it is, and what are the things that gonna be changed for me for my basement. I did not ask that, and then later I heard some very good words from my family. You don't want to go for do the same mistake, so don't do. So first of all, understand the drawings, ask questions, and not only understand, like if a particular measurement is written, like let's say one bedroom basement is being made, and there is the master bedroom or single bedroom, whatever you say, and some measurements have been shown there. So go there on your own, carry a measuring tape and measure it around and see how big it looks. If you're not happy, if you wanna increase the length width, that is the right time before it gets submitted to the city and pass. Because once the city passes uh, a project, or you can say a permit request, if you want to file for amendment, that's going to delay work and many bad things that you don't want to. right? So that's very important. That review the work also. I mean, you cannot do it like 100% because you are not an architect, but ask questions that what is the length, what is the width of my basement, basement bedroom, what's gonna be the same for my washroom, what's gonna be the same for my hall. All these questions that come in your mind, definitely ask. Okay. One egress window in basement is mandatory. That is called the fire escape window, no doubt. A big window where, in case of any accident, people can open and run away. But if there's a possibility of second window, I would strongly recommend that ask your again, these laws can vary based on your location. Ask your architect if you can have more than one egress window. I don't think that's going to be a problem for the city, especially for the fire department. This is going to be even better if you have more fire escape channels. But the benefit is like your basement is always going to have a good amount of light that will help you save, that will help you to save some money, some extra money, and that will help you. Not only that, during summer months, if they are cooking in the basement, they can open those windows and lot of smoke that gets generated through uh, generated because of the cooking can pass through it. So all good. That's really very important, and that you should do. Third thing that you should always do is like soundproofing. Okay, soundproofing, like when you really have your basement gutted, that is the time you should apply. Like you can ask your contractor about that how to do soundproofing, because once the basement is ready, it's not gonna be having the same level of soundproofing it used to have before. So that is very important that you should have your soundproofing done. Okay, that also you should ask all the questions, etc. Some additional expenses would always be there that you don't plan. Like in my case, what happened? While the work was on, my furnace sat down. Fortunately, those guys managed to start it. Okay, here is the point. If construction is going on in your home, you have to change the furnace filter much faster than you usually do, because too much of dust, too much of garbage is gonna be accumulated. And if you don't change it frequently, it's gonna make your furnace sit down. If and Some things I have changed, like uh, for me, the furnace had inlet inside. I have put that outside. Even the pipes were as per old standards, so I have got them changed to new standards. So now, if tomorrow my furnace gets completely wiped out, I just need to replace the furnace. I don't have to do anything with the infrastructure. That is more important. Okay. This you always do. And out of these, like one very important task is to select a good contractor. That is very important. And you select a good contractor, like don't do anything to save money. Like I know a lot of people they do. Why to pay taxes? Just get the things done in cash. Remember, guys, these are the people who get scammed so easily and with no evidence or with no trace. What do you think that law enforcement agencies will be very happy to help you? Like you yourself were not doing things in the proper way. So never do this mistake. Uh, have everything written. All the questions you have, get them answered over email. Like common questions that I asked, and I feel really good about it. That they quoted, right? They visited the site, they quoted, they took measurements, everything. So my question to them was, is the final cost gonna go up? If gonna go up? So the response was, if we stick to the project as per the quote, because the quote was detailed, including how many lights and other things will be installed, then no. And that really helped me. Okay. Then money transfer. Okay. When you pay money to your contractor, Uh, Always do e-transfer or check, something that can be tracked. Don't pay cash. At some points you may need to, because what had happened with me at one stage when my bin was outside, my contractor had called me and he said if I could pay to the bin guy directly. I said, look, I am not gonna give the cash because then there's no trace for it. He said you pay him the cash, otherwise the contractor himself had to come, and immediately after paying the cash I would get a receipt of it through their official email. So this helped me. So I did that and I got the receipt. So communication is very important. Receipts are very important. Collect it. Okay. Now, always be nice, very nice to the construction workers that come to your place and do work. If they want to use your washroom, be very kind enough to let them in because they are doing their work. Okay. Uh, if they ask you for some help like water, tea, always provide. There's no point in not providing them any help because they are doing your job. So it's a matter of humanity too. Like many times I have provided water, many times they have used my washroom. I myself have offered them tea and other things a few times. And once during Holi, one guy had come into work, so I had given him some Holi snacks too. And once, like it has happened only once that there was a team who came to do sanding after drywall was fixed. They themselves had asked for tea. So I was more than happy to give them tea. Like I gave them a lot of tea. They told like to make it very sweet. So I even added additional sugar too for them. So be very kind and nice to these people. If you have any complaint with their behavior, do not confront them. Never. Instead, you raise your concern. You can raise it officially, written communication, email or email messages, something that can be tracked to your contractor directly. Okay. There could be, you should have some patience too. Like, of course, patience doesn't mean that sitting on it for always. Like sometimes work could get unexpected or 1 or 2 days here and there because, but whatever happens, it should not breach the permit because when you get the permit from the city, they also it is, if you read it, it has mentioned about the timing also when you can have noisy construction. So first of all, at your site, definitely paste the printout of the permit so you know that things are there. And from my side, I told my contractor, you are free to do your job as long as you meet those time so that there is no complaint from my neighbors. So he was good and kind enough. They do, and neighbors never complained. And one more thing, like if you want, you can intimate this to your neighbors too, at the beginning of the work or when you are doing it, so that so that they are also aware. I informed my neighbor, and and like they were very cooperative. They were very cooperative, I must say. Like I uh, I don't talk to them every day, to be honest, but whenever we see, we smile and we wave our hands. But when I went to talk to them about this work, they were very cooperative. They even said that they were ready to put, like, let me tell you a situation where I needed their assistance because there's a divide, like two houses, there is a gap, okay, to my house and my neighbor house. And on my side, concrete separator is higher than his. So because it was not on the same level, so some heavy machineries couldn't be moved without getting onto their area to my backyard to make the separate entrance. So definitely I needed their assistance so that the workers can build a temporary track and move their heavy equipments. So I requested their permission, and he was so kind that he told me that not only I can do that, he said he would clear the whole way if I want, so that there is no problem in my construction. Really, I was like shocked. Wow. It's like I'm asking slight cooperation and he was ready to offer help. Wow, too good. I really liked his approach and I never had any issues with him. So that happened, and work proceeded definitely. And he was kind enough, and even workers were very careful, and there was no uh, damage to his side of the property. Okay, fine. Sometimes you may find outages in your house when it happens. But like in my case, the workers had informed us. Like when the plumbing team was working, sometimes they had to shut the water off. So they used to inform us that, hey, we are gonna do it, gonna be down for something, something. So I'm just giving you the idea so that you are mentally prepared to handle these situations too. Don't think that it's gonna continuously go over there and you will not be impacted. One, especially if your construction is in winter, you may find one day very troublesome. That's gonna be the panel upgrade. If your construction involves panel upgrade, in my case, from 100 amperes panel to 200 amperes, for that the main electricity was shut to the house, and the guys were, and the electrician guy did his job. So that day power was out from morning 9 till 2 or 3 p.m. Imagine something that happens if during an intense winter. So always before this work, like good thing was like I was informed about this by my contractor more than 2 weeks in advance. So I was ready to handle this situation. And luckily we handled it well and there was no issue. And even the day when this happened, it was not too cold. Okay. We had increased our temperature very high in the morning so that when the power was shut off, it took many hours to get the temperature lowered, and it was like 21 degrees when the power was restored and things were restored, but that was fine and absolutely fine. I really like that it went through, no problem. Now coming to the inspection. Like when inspector comes, a city inspector comes after an inspection has been booked, let your contractor talk to the inspector. You can be present over there. There's nobody to stop you. But like, I don't know how much truth it is, but sometimes people say that if inspector sees the owner present, inspector tries to find out more mistakes or more changes. I'm not sure how good it is because for most of the part, I was present during inspection. A few times I could not attend, but never ever argue with inspector and let your contractor and his representatives deal with him. If they ask for any help, definitely you do that you provide. Like for my, let me tell you an example. When my fire alarms were tested, my inspector told me like you go upstairs and push the test button. So I went upstairs, pushed the test button, and when the furnace was examined, he told me to go up and increase the temperature. I did that. Oh, like, but be very nice and kind to them because they have too much of power. So never ever mess with them. Let your contractor do all the things. Okay. And some adjustments you might have to make. For example, in my case, like I park my car in the garage. Okay. But from last few weeks, I could not. Why? Because uh, materials, construction materials, tiles, wood materials, drywalls, paint. I don't know, like there's so many construction materials, I would say, were purchased by the contractor and they were stored in my garage. Okay. So that's why I had to take my car out so that they can store it. Otherwise, it was not possible. So you have to be ready for this also. Okay. Unexpected situation. But when you do that, inform your car insurance company because I have claimed insurance discount for putting my car inside my garage. And B, so I called them and I was very accurate that these are the this is the situation. It could be out for these many days. If exceeds, I'm gonna call you once more. And they were fine. Luckily, they did not ask me any additional premium. Even for your home insurance, inform them that the construction is going on so that it is noted down in your profile. And once the construction is completed and the permit has been issued, call them and inform this again. Now, this time your insurance cost may go up. It has gone up in my case because after the basement is ready, one additional kitchen has been added into my house. One additional washroom has been added to my house. So, and now that unit, my house has been changed from single unit to two unit house, right? So, yeah, that has happened. So, it goes through like that. So now you see, okay. So you have to inform your insurance company too and be ready. That is gonna increase your premium, and not only that, it will increase your taxes too. To be honest, with you guys, I'm slightly worried about my taxes now because I really don't know how far it's gonna be, how much it's gonna be. It's totally uncertain, but hopefully not much. But we'll see that. Hopefully not too much, honestly. And if I get good tenants, probably things will be fine. Hopefully I do, but you cannot be 100% sure. Other people around us, like most of them have good tenants. So no doubt about that. Okay, now I think the video has become too long, but I really want to discuss all the aspects, some unexpected situation, something good. Now I even discuss about inspection, being nice to worker and other things. So be ready for some noise that will happen, no doubt, and be ready for some patience. And sometimes it's gonna be hard to deal because things do change. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Let me know what you think about it. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.